Welcome, everybody, once again to an episode of the Popcorn Watchlist podcast. I am your host, Xavier. Joined again are the usual suspects. I've got Danny over here on my right.
What's up?
Got Anthony over here to the left.
Howdy.
And over in the far corner is the young man, Zach. What's going on?
I'm doing all right, man.
All right. Welcome back in, gentlemen. Let's get a quick roundup really quickly before we get to the main topic hosted by Anthony today. But let's do a quick around the world on our recently watched. Let's start off with Zach.
All right, so the first two were one movie I had seen before, one I hadn't seen yet.
Okay.
One's I don't know if you would call it a classic, but it came out about 20 years ago, give or take. Like Mike.
Jeez, 20 years. He says 20 years ago. It's like, I don't know if it's a classic. It's not a classic. No. Get magic shoes on a freaking power line and
Like
Bow Wow?
in the movie's defense.
and Jonathan Lipnicki.
In the movie's defense, it was pretty entertaining. I grew up watching that movie quite a lot growing up, but I will say that the second movie, totally unrelated.
There is two. Yes.
Sucked.
Is it like Mike's or like Mike again?
No, Like Mike 2.
Ugh, lame.
It was pretty bad.
I'm like Mike too.
Like D.O.O.?
Do you guys prefer sequels to have like a play on the title or just say two?
So like a pun.
Like Journey to
Yeah.
the Mysterious
Center of the
Island.
Earth or whatever?
Or Too Fast, Too Furious.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, I feel like movies back then, 90s and early 2000s, that they were just in the numbering. They're just like 1, 2, 3. They didn't care.
Or straight to video.
I think
yeah.
after a while, people are getting too confused. Let's just put names instead of numbers. So I think at this point, I'd rather see a clever sequel name like Too Fast, Too Furious.
That's
I don't know
true.
why they didn't
Or
call it
Fast
the
and
Fast and the
Furious.
Furious. It doesn't make any sense.
It's just, I don't know, man.
Or
Part 4 was just
fasten your seatbelt?
yeah. That should be what number 10 is. But they named number 4 Fast and Furious. They just took out the thes
Which just makes me
from the
sad.
first movie. So it's like, come on, man. You guys have to be more creative.
Come on. Yeah. So you went and rewatched. Those are your two that you
Well,
watched?
I rewatched the first one. I hadn't seen the second one, so I watched the second one for the first time, and man,
And?
it was pretty
Is
bad.
it the same
Did
cast?
you like Mike that time?
No.
Just
he
different
didn't like
cast?
Mike too.
So it wasn't
I
Bow
liked
Wow.
Mike. No, it was completely different cast.
So
no
a different
reference to
Mike?
the original, but same magic shoes, just different circumstances.
Same
and it was-
Mike?
Huh?
Like it's the kid's name is still Mike?
No, Mike is Michael Jordan.
Oh.
Like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, so
Isn't
I'm
he
gonna
like-
dunk on. I'm gonna style on you like Mike.
Yeah, I think
It's
it's
almost like Bend
he
It Like
gets
Beckham.
Michael Jordan shoes, and then he gets like Michael
Like,
Jordan
yeah.
skills.
Yeah,
Yeah, like never misses a shot, can dunk, even though he's like 5 feet tall. and
he's like
that kind of
4'6", and he's able to dunk.
Is
on
that like
everybody.
the show The Jersey? Did you ever watch that?
thing.
Oh man, you
That's
would love
a
that
throwback.
show. Okay, never
Is it the
mind
same
then.
concept, like a magical
Sort of,
jersey?
yeah.
or-
It was a magical jersey that this kid found in his attic or whatever, and anytime they would be watching a sports program, they would put the jersey on, and they would essentially become that person for like that episode.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
kind of interesting.
Yeah,
What network?
it's on a Disney Channel.
It's on-
It was
it's-
Disney
oh, it's a
Channel
Disney show.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
probably on Disney Plus. So
Oh,
What's it called?
what
Is
is
it
it?
just the
I
jersey?
just said it.
Yeah, it's just the jersey.
No, damn, I just said it and I
You
forgot.
just- You just said it.
Wow, dude.
Play the tape. No, we don't have that. We're not that cool yet. What the heck?
but
was
I mean,
that?
I'll try to
Who
look
was
that
in
up
it?
on
I forgot who was in it.
on Disney Plus for sure.
Where'd you watch
Yeah, I
Like
think it
Mike
is just
and
a
Like
jersey.
Mike
Disney
too?
Plus,
Disney
because
Plus.
they're both 20th Century Fox, so they had them
Yeah.
on Disney Plus.
Nice.
No, I don't think it is. It's not. The
It's not on
jersey.
there.
There's no the jersey. Like.
We'll have to look that up on, Google.
Oh
or
no, it is
something.
the jersey.
Oh, it is called the
Ha-ha.
jersey.
Yeah.
Damn.
Pretty simple.
Become famous athletes thanks to a magic jersey. Is that Omar?
And it's on Disney Channel or Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It is. It was a Disney TV.
It was like kids that were like obsessed with football, and they would have a Monday night football club, the MNFC.
MNFC.
Yeah.
yeah, Monday Night Football Club.
And then one day, this like the main character put on a jersey, and then like it
Well,
looked like he like flew into the TV and became like the
it's-
football players from that.
Oh, that's interesting.
And they were
Yeah.
just like, "Whoa!"
It's not on Disney Plus.
It's not.
No.
Wow,
No.
that's strange.
What channel did it ever
It was
show up on?
definitely a Disney Channel show.
I can't even.
It's on Voodoo.
Oh,
Voodoo.
of all places.
wow.
Voodoo. You do. Remind me of the babe. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No, none of
just
you
on
guys know
Voodoo.
that. None of you guys know about that. Yeah, it ran for like 5 years. Surprisingly.
I think I know the main girl on that show was
Wait, so
I think she became a
it's
voice
a show?
actress.
Oh.
Courtney Draper.
Yeah, I think she did some voices in BioShock or.
She's yeah. Bioshock Infinite.
Mm.
Yeah, she was Elizabeth.
But she's done other things too.
Yeah. Days Gone apparently. Cool.
Yeah, that
which
was a.
randomly
Anyways,
Sony
so
wants to
the
make-
Jersey,
yeah.
if you ever want to
Yeah, I'm
find
gonna look
that,
that up,
streaming
yeah.
service.
All right.
But I mean, the movie was pretty bad though. Like Mike, the original one, I still have like a soft spot for it. And then other stuff that I've watched recently, I've started watching Silicon Valley for the first time, which
Nice.
I'm really enjoying that show a lot. I'm already in season 4, and I just started
Damn.
watching it on Friday.
Jeez.
I'm almost done with the show.
Russ Hanneman.
Russ Hanneman.
Russ Hanneman. Jared, dude. Also, Jared is
Are you
insane.
are you at the tres comas?
I don't think
The
he's
three
at Tres
commas?
Comas yet.
That was
Oh, that's it.
that was season 2 or 3.
3
Okay.
think
at
it was
tequila.
3,
Because
yeah.
with the tequila,
Yeah, the bottle
Yeah, the
tequila.
bottle.
Okay,
Tres
so
comas.
they sell that. That's real.
That's a real
You can
tequila.
buy that.
Oh, that's a real
yeah,
thing.
yeah, they made it after the show.
yeah,
Oh, okay, so kind of like the Wiseman score was created because of the show.
Yeah, yeah.
in a sense.
correct.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that show is sometimes like too real in some of the stuff. I just like I remember there was an interview where people were asking Mike Judge like, "Yo, who did you talk to? Like, who did you know?" Because this is probably like exactly accurate to like some type of conversation that these Silicon Valley CEOs had, and they're just freaking out that he can basically like either predict the future or like know what's going on without like necessarily knowing it, just because he studies
Yeah.
character. It's too smart. Like the writers on that show were great.
Yeah, it's been really funny. I like Elric a lot.
TJ Miller.
You don't like Jin Yang?
Erlich,
Erlich Bachman.
Erlich, yeah, Erlich, not Elric.
I
Jin Yang prank calling him. Eric Bachman, this is you as an old man. You were sad and old. Like, dude,
I just watched that today, actually.
Dude,
this is
TJ
I am
Miller's
you
awesome.
as an old man. Like,
he's hilarious. I saw him.
is that
here
Jimmy Yang?
at
Is
the
that
Miami Improv? He came here one time
Nice.
to do stand up.
Oh, TJ Miller.
Yeah, I think he's actually coming later this year. So if you
Oh,
want
nice.
it-
I've been down to go see him.
I think I also saw. Was it Jimmy Yang? Like, yeah,
Jimmy
Jimmy O Yang.
yeah.
Jimmy O Yang. I saw his comedy special. It's really funny. Look up his stuff too.
It's on Amazon. The one on Amazon.
I think it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one on
I
Amazon.
saw-
yeah,
Wait, who's that? Who's that?
Jin Yang.
Jin Yang.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Jin Yang. He just keeps crapping on Bachman all the time. It's so good. Anyway, yeah, everybody should watch Silicon Valley on HBO.
No, it's hilarious.
Please do it. All right, let's pivot over to Danny.
Oh, I had a couple more, but yeah.
Dude, no, rattle him.
Yeah.
Rattle
go,
them
keep
really
going.
fast.
Rattle 'em.
All right, She-Hulk, of course, but we all watched that.
Yeah, we all watched
Yeah.
that.
I finished Lost in Space finally.
Hey,
Uh,
I'm
really
not
cool.
there
Like the
yet.
newer version,
Really cool
right? on
ending.
Netflix.
Really good ending. Okay, I gotta finish it up.
So they ended
the one-
the show like it
No,
wasn't.
yeah,
a
it's like it's
cliffhanger.
done.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Oh, yeah?
The creator said there was a beginning, middle, end, season 1, 2, and 3, and that was it.
Nice. Okay.
And then Godzilla versus Kong.
That's
For your
weird.
first time?
Okay, can I say that I watched that on the plane flying back from Puerto Rico?
Oh, did you?
I
know
was
what?
like, oh, I'm watching Godzilla versus Kong just for the
Nice.
fights. And
There's
you don't
two
know how
fights.
dude. Okay, so Mecha Godzilla straight up gives him the Sparta kick and like rocket knees. Like he just like Godzilla was not ready for that on his own. He was just like already toughened, beaten up, fighting Kong, and then Mecha Godzilla shows up and Godzilla's like, okay, this is the guy I'm looking for, and then proceeds to get housed. Like it was great.
It was a pretty cool fight.
Did
Yeah.
they both say Martha?
No, they didn't.
They probably
Basically,
did in their own language. but-
I think they just yelled at each other. Like when basically like round 3 when Godzilla was like, all right, I'm having none of this, and just like goes to town on Kong, poor guy, and like dislocates his shoulder and beats him to hell. Like Godzilla's just like, stay the hell down, and Kong's like, no, but ow, everything hurts. And so they're yelling at each other in their roars. But yeah, my boy Kong goes in at the
Was
end.
that your first time watching it?
Yeah, it was the first time, and it's a pretty solid movie. It's got good action in it. The thing that kind of or one thing that I kind of thought about when I was watching the movie was that it reminded me so much of Pacific Rim.
Oh,
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say
the one subplot that
the
meant
subplot with
nothing.
the humans.
Oh, no.
That was like
Subplot
nonsense.
that
What
could have been
subplot?
explained in
Exactly.
20 minutes.
What subplot?
Exactly.
Like that didn't have to take half the movie. It's just the subplot. Like everything with Alexander Skarsgård and what's her name?
exactly.
No, the girl from Iron Man 3 and the
Oh yes,
lake house person.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm forgetting her name, but she's cool. That
Rebecca
and the little
Hall.
Rebecca Hall. Thank you. With Alexander Skarsgård, Rebecca Hall, and the little girl that can talk to Kong. Like, I mean,
What
I
was
was
a girl?
the little not Chinese girl.
I know.
The whole thing was I liked it. Then again, I was very biased for King Kong because I personally also really liked what they did with Skull. You should watch Skull Island if you never watched it before.
No, I watched.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So like
And
Skull
both
Island
Godzilla movies before.
and King of the
You
Monsters.
saw King of the
Yeah.
Monsters?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
King of the Monsters was awesome. Like for it was like watching like I forget like a Showa era like Godzilla movie, but like modern day. Like it was just, hey, we're humans. We're just gonna like set the plot, let the monsters do their thing, and that's
Yeah.
all you want. And you're like, awesome. This is what I want to see. And Bear McCreary did the score. I forgot who did the score for Godzilla versus Kong, but Bear McCreary did the score for Godzilla King of the Monsters, and that score is awesome. Like he got to do all the themes for like Ghidorah, Mothra, and Godzilla, and the Godzilla theme is he did it badass. Like he had like taiko singers and taiko drummers and like crazy chanters. Like it was dope. Anyway, glad you saw that because I saw that too. That's like part of my recently watched as well.
I
Good
think
job.
they're re-releasing in theaters this week too.
Godzilla Kong.
Yeah, just because it was like
Oh.
one of those like $5 favorite movies or something.
Okay, I'm down.
Interesting.
Why not? Just grab a big old grab that like $30 bag of popcorn that you're supposed to take home and just eat it there with your $35 Thor hammer
$30
container. Nuts. All right, so I will forfeit my not really forfeit, but I'll just mention that I watched that on the plane. I also watched Light and Magic that Anthony had recommended earlier. It's
Nice.
awesome. I'm on the last episode now, but it's awesome. If you have Disney Plus, watch it. Like from a technical standpoint of how they do practical effects, how they use models and stop motion, and then graduate into visual effects of computerized visual effects, and seeing people like Spielberg, Ron Howard, James Cameron just swear by ILM that they basically work their magic is incredible. Like the whole thing with how they did the T-1000 was awesome. Like they just had to study Robert Patrick, and like you could tell he was just like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm along for the ride.
They're like taking pictures of him so they could put it in the computer.
Yeah, and he's
like,
just
I'm
running.
just here.
He's running around in underwear, but that just you realize, and it's like, oh, this all makes sense for that reason. And then you had the mix of practical and CG effects. Like remember when his like head blew up in the furnace?
That part's awesome.
That part's awesome, and that was mostly practical. Like
Yeah.
I thought that was computerized. Like,
they
from the
made
longest
like
time.
4 different heads of his.
Yeah,
different.
it's
Of the
amazing.
different like either shots or explosions to like his face.
Yeah, and then you saw how like they had the pop outs for the shots that just from the vest. Like anyway, sorry, I'm going on a
We
tangent.
gotta watch Terminator 2.
Terminator 2 is amazing, by the way, and also the effects they did for ET, like those. I didn't know a lot of that was models. Like when they did the flight, that was awesome. So I saw that. I also saw She-Hulk, which I enjoyed. I loved the Inside Out reference. Like I was cackling
Bing
out
bong.
loud. Yeah, it's like emotional distress. Bing bong. Like, dude, it's like the writers knew like about me specifically and how that was, emotional trauma. But yeah, that was fun, exciting. And then I'll let Danny piggyback with me on this one. I saw the hyped House of the Dragon, and what do you think, Danny? Lived up to the hype?
It did. I was not hyped for it at first. I was like, I don't really care anymore about Game of Thrones. And then I literally saw it an hour before I got here.
Nice.
And the last 20 minutes, I'm like, okay, I'm hyped. I'm ready.
Yeah, it was surprisingly good. The cast is really well done, or is really well
Acted.
yeah, acted.
Cast
Yeah,
is
like the
acted.
casts are acted well. No, the cast does a great job. Like Patty Considine, who plays Viserys, the King Viserys. I know him from Hot Fuzz. He was one of the Andes. So
Yep.
that's what makes it's funny. Like he's able to do. He's been doing a more drama as of late, but like a lot of these people started off in comedy. I'm just telling you, like anybody who was in Hot Fuzz has gone on to do amazing things.
It's like Robert Baratheon in the original Game of Thrones. He was a comedian.
Yeah,
No way.
yeah, he was. He played Fred Flintstone in the second Flintstones movie. Yeah, Patty Considine. Like he's awesome. Just like him. So just like him, Olivia Colman, who's now like a multi-Oscar winner and just an amazing actress. She was
Hot Fuzz.
yeah,
She did a lot of comedies too.
she did a lot of comedy as well. Obviously Nick Frost, Simon Pegg, but you have Jim Broadbent, who's done a lot of great drama. He's in there too. And then Bill Nighy is just like as the cameo as the police chief inspector. Like a lot of Rafe Spall's in everything now. Like right now, currently he's in that awesome show on Apple TV Plus, Trying. And just that's the whole point. The catalyst is if you were in Hot Fuzz, you've gone on to do amazing things. And I bet even the dog has done some great things. If the dog is still alive. Let's see.
The plant.
The plant. the Japanese peace lily. But yeah, House of the Dragon, really good, right? Like what? Like
Yeah, it was
you
good.
went in, right, Danny? Like saying like, yeah, I'm just not hyped for it. I was in the same boat. Like, but now it's just like,
I was
oh
like,
crap.
I don't know. And then, the score was actually pretty solid, bringing back some of the Game of Thrones themes.
Mm-hmm.
Same composer, right?
Ramen Jawani. Yep.
Yeah, he's great. He's awesome.
Boy.
He
did
does
Pacific Rim.
Westworld also.
And Westworld, yeah. Zach mentioned Pacific Rim. He did Pacific Rim.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Mm.
I don't remember the music.
You're on
my
crack.
Wow.
God, man, it's like he just doesn't like fun today. What happened to you? No, I'm kidding.
The music has to speak to me, you know?
It didn't speak to you as there were giant robots just elbowing kaiju like and doing badass wrestling moves. Like, come on, dude.
I think I only remember like 2 songs from Pacific Rim.
So I'm not the only one then.
No, like I remember like when the robots were fighting, but that's pretty much it. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I-
I
the
feel
main
like
part.
you're too focused on what's going on screen to really pay attention to the music.
I guess I'm the only weirdo that has the Pacific Rim like main theme on their gym playlist. So that's it. Whoops.
That's not being weird.
I'm the outlier, I suppose.
No.
But any other takeaways, Danny? Because I know like that's on your recently watched
Yeah.
list.
And then we got Matt Smith.
Dude,
not
Matt
in
Smith-
Morbius.
Doctor Who.
Matt Smith does amazing TV work. Like a lot of long form storytelling. Matt Smith is a G.
He's in
Like-
the Crown, right?
Hmm?
He's in the Crown.
He's in the Crown. He was in the first 2 seasons of The Crown, and he was a freaking G. He only in just one episode in, you can already tell that this guy like is good at his work, and he just owns every part, every scene he's in. Like all the parts where he's in the council, like where he actually shows up,
Mhm.
dude. Like he knows just the right intonation, the right way to just cut at Otto Hightower, like without straight up saying, "Hey, you a bitch." Like, just it was awesome.
Plus, it's kind of cocky in the battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 100%. The tournament?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that one move, I don't want to spoil it for Zach because he hasn't seen it yet, but that one move, like, I'm pretty sure it was illegal.
Yeah, when he did, I was like,
Yeah, like
Wow.
I
could
was
do that?
watching it like with a group, and we're all like, "That's illegal, right? Like, you're not allowed to clip the horse. Like, come on." And they're like, "Whatever, we're gonna let it rock because his brother's the king. Like, that's not fair."
Yeah.
But he also did it out of spite because who he was fighting at that time was Otto Hightower's the Hand of the King, his
Yeah.
son.
Yeah.
I was like, "That's
he
messed
picked him on
up."
purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, he picked him up on purpose, and he goes, "I want to fight you," and I even called it. But yeah, and then like some of the fights just degraded into, "Hey, I'm gonna murder this guy because I don't want to lose," like,
Yeah.
which
But that
happened a lot.
and then
you know?
that mixed with some of the other stuff that was happening at the same time, kind of cutting in and out. It was
that was
intense.
that was very
Mm-hmm.
Like my sister was watching, and she's like, "I can't. Oh my god, I can't see it." I was like, "That's fair." And then my mom watching it, I was like, somebody who has gone through the actual procedure of that. That's like, hey, that's legit. And then she also saw, I was like, hey, they're doing it wrong. That
Yeah.
person, that this isn't going to end well. Like,
Clearly.
everyone knew at the same time. It's like, damn, that's messed up. But yeah, it's great. The girl, I forget her name,
But it makes sense why they were doing it wrong.
of course, yeah, it
Yes.
makes
Yeah.
sense back because
They're not doctors in 2022.
they had maesters who were also stupid before Samuel Tarley. But it's a great start. I've had like HBO's biggest premiere ever. It crashed
Mhm.
the servers again. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
so you
That's
know,
surprising.
that
I mean,
is-
like I knew it would be popular, but
I didn't expect
for it to be that
yeah.
popular, because
I agree.
the ending of the original show just got like a very
But it just
very
shows
mixed.
how strong Game of Thrones is.
yeah. I mean,
As a brand,
the-
yeah.
as a whole, the original show is great.
Yeah.
Just- at least for me, I just didn't enjoy the last season and a half. But-
Season and a half, or like
Yeah,
the
seasons-
last
I
episode,
didn't like.
and then the
I didn't
half.
last like I didn't like the last like couple episodes of season 7.
Seven?
either, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And like the way it ended, I was like, what? And then it
Fast,
kind of,
oh, it was the fast travel finale.
and then and then it kind of continued to the beginning of 8,
Like I was
And
telling
then-
Zach earlier, yeah, it's like the show in the beginning gave a great sense of distance and travel and like how long that stuff took, and then at the end of the show, like towards the end of the
I
show,
think
people
they
just
started that in 6.
at the end of 6, there's a fleet. You're like, where did these people come from? Like there's no sense of time of like how long it took to amass that and to bring that over, and they're just like,
Like they teleported in a
They're-
game.
they're
You know,
just
fast
Cotton
travel.
Eye Joe's out of
yeah.
nowhere.
You ever play Skyrim and you're just like, oh, I can fast travel there. All right, cool, we're there. That's exactly what happened. Sucks, but hey, it's cool. But
yeah, I'm
yeah.
excited for more of House of the Dragon. We'll see how it competes with the Rings of Power. That would be cool to get 2 good shows at the same time. Hopefully,
Yeah, too good.
Hopefully that's good too.
Fantasy is making a comeback, guys.
Yeah.
So
House
we'll
of
see.
Dragon, it looked great too.
Yeah.
CGI was really good on those dragons.
And apparently we're getting a lot of dragon scenes. So
The first scene, I will say, like the first dragon looked a little like too shiny, but I kind of was like, whatever, it's a TV show. I'll like wipe it off. It's fine. And then everything else looked better than that. I was like, all right,
Yep.
cool, even better. We're good. So yeah, it's exciting. We'll see what's up. Anthony, close us out.
Yeah.
What'd you see?
So last week I went and saw E.T. in IMAX because they re-released it. I think it's still out in
Not
some
in IMAX.
theaters.
Just normal theaters.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I
it's
looked it up
still out
today.
in some theaters. But yeah, it's like the
I'm gonna
40th
watch it.
anniversary.
Watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, very, very good. If you've never watched E.T., go watch it, and if you have, go watch it anyway because it's a good movie.
But you can only watch it with a handful of Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, I missed
Only
out.
a
I didn't
handful?
get any.
Oh man, yeah, gotta have
Only a
a handful. Come on, yeah, because you
Yeah.
know, you don't want to like be super bloated like right at the end when you cry. But yeah, John Williams. Shout out to John Williams, being 90, and also like making an amazing score for ET.
is that
like,
a memorable score for you?
He's
I-
never.
I-
Have you seen E.T.?
Of course I've
Have
seen
you-
it.
have you
Okay,
phoned home?
good. He phoned home. He needed to
Not
phone home
yet.
for the theme.
I mean, okay, when I saw the movie, I was 5 years old probably, but
same. So that's why like
but
me
I
rewatching it
do
was
remember
good.
like bits and pieces. I do remember the score because I hear it everywhere else, but I know the movie more or
And
less.
then when you go to Universal and you're like by the rides, like you hear the music nonstop.
pretty much.
So.
Yeah. Be good.
You know you can.
Is
you
it
know
the
you,
part that breaks you?
you know you can
Every
give
time.
them any name at the beginning for him to say.
He,
It's
he,
hilarious.
Anthony, tell him the story
No, yeah, I think
really quickly.
Was it us? Yeah,
It
we
was
went
us.
with a group of friends, and this is when Lost was popular. We all were watching Lost, and we loved it. And we literally gave them all different characters from Lost, and he was just like Jack, Kate, but and like he just rattled off
Ben,
like 10 different names from the characters of Lost. And I was
John,
like,
Ben.
wow, he actually did it.
Yeah, he actually. I was like, yo, he did Ben Linus. Nice.
Yeah.
That was great. So all right, so you got to watch ET.
E.T. That was last week, right?
Yep.
And then last week was the end of Better Call Saul.
Oh,
Show ended. It was fantastic.
I
Crazy,
heard it was crazy.
crazy how good that show is of being a spin-off of probably one of the greatest shows ever made. And this show is pretty up there. I still like Breaking Bad a little bit better.
I was gonna ask.
But this show is like ridiculously good for a spin-off, and for it's like a prequel and a sequel and a spin-off. It's kind of weird, but
incredible.
it's because it literally like, so it tells you like a backstory, and then it tells you some current time, and then it tells you kind of like caps stuff that happened in Breaking Bad too. So it's
so throughout the show, are there time jumps? Like okay, well, or flashbacks, I should say.
yes,
Nice.
Does
backs and forwards.
Jimmy McGill.
does your like opinion of Breaking Bad change after this show? Because
No,
I've heard some
no.
people say not that it changes their opinion of it, but more like gives them a different look at Breaking Bad.
I mean, it doesn't make it worse. If anything, it just makes it a little bit better because it
Completes
completes
certain
some things that might have been that you might have thought were open ended at the end of Breaking Bad, and it answers those questions too. So it's like, all right, this is even better than what I was expecting. So yeah,
That's cool.
Gotta
and
get
it
on
was
that.
a great way
I
to
gotta
end the
get on
show.
that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think the majority of it is on Netflix now. So if you haven't watched it, definitely catch up. It's an excellent show. And Westworld, the season finale was last
I
week.
saw that as well. Yeah.
Very odd, which is weird because I enjoyed the majority of this season, but the ending was weird. I don't even know if they're gonna if they do another season.
Do. No.
If they do another
do,
season,
you do.
I just have no idea what they're gonna do with it. But yeah, I mean, it was strange.
Liked it better than season 3.
Yes, yes.
I would say so too. The only concern, like Anthony said, is this technically could serve as a series finale, but I really hope it doesn't.
Yeah, because
Mm.
then it wouldn't have ended the series very well.
No, it wouldn't have.
I'm sure they would have, like, really, like, advertised it, saying it, like, "Oh, this is the
No, yeah,
show
they
finale."
didn't say
Yeah.
it was
But
the
that's
series
the
finale.
thing now, because Anthony's going to talk about this in just a moment. But with all the changes and stuff that's going on,
True.
there is just we don't know. There are a lot of things that are up in the air. So I think that gives us a perfect segue into our
Two more-
topic of the day.
Two
right?
more little things.
Ooh,
I
go
also
ahead.
saw She-Hulk. It
Nice.
was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It
Yep.
was fun. A lot of backstory of the Hulk in general. So
Captain America. I was in the plane cackling as well. That was awesome.
I watched House of the Dragon, and then I watched Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Super
Ooh.
movie over the weekend. So
I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
yeah,
It was number 1 this weekend in the box
and that's
office.
awesome. I'm really happy about that.
Good
Hopefully
for you,
it shows.
Toriyama.
Hopefully it shows North American movie companies that hey, anime movies can do business. You just have to, put it in around August, around this time when there's not many big movies coming out. Because it literally was put on a good weekend when not very many big movies were out.
I think the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie also helped with that too. Like that was a good focal point. The My Hero Academia movies that had come out, those were pretty popular. It's just, people grew up in the 90s and they watched Dragon Ball Z. There is just a lot of recognition when it comes to that brand. And also from what I hear is
Still continuing.
yeah, it's still going on. But what I hear is that the movie's actually well done. Like it has like a slightly different, like a CG-esque style, but it's still done really well. The action is there. Like Gohan's character arc actually has like over the years has now makes sense. So I won't get into it any further
Yeah.
because
It was good. It wasn't as good as Brawly. The Brawly movie
Well,
that
the
came
Brawly
out
one's out of hand.
a couple years ago that's like peak Dragon Ball. But
Oh no,
and it was
Frieza-
hand drawn. So
Yeah.
it was just like it looked beautiful and it was awesome.
that, and I think my favorite moment of the entire movie came actually from Frieza.
Yeah,
That was the best
that
part.
was awesome.
Brawly, look, yo, that was the best. But anyway, going back to
Yeah,
it.
so watch Dragon Ball if you have a chance. It's still gonna be in theaters, and I saw Top Gun for
Oh my god.
my last time in theaters because I mean it may sound like I saw it a lot of times and paid for it a lot of times, but since I have A-list, I didn't pay for it 7 times, but I did pay for it 3 times. So
Yeah,
and 2 of those times were at the
4DX.
IMAX Fort Lauderdale, and then I
then
saw it at
4DX.
4DX. So
that's 3. At 3 out of 7.
worth it.
This guy is a legendary ace.
Hey,
like you're in Ace Combat now.
And they gave me like a special IMAX
Yeah, that
Top
cool
Gun poster.
poster,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was cool.
Nice.
Did they give you wings too? Like just beep right there.
No, but they probably had Red Bull there. I could have got my own wings. But
Yeah. Or just go to Wingstop.
And
No,
that makes
not
me
over
want to
there.
go watch it a 7th time too.
do it.
Zach's gonna do it. Do you know I've only seen it 3 times.
It doesn't matter.
I've
I've seen it 4 times.
I'm the bottom of the ladder when it comes to Top Gun. It's because
That's okay.
I really want to just take my family to watch it, but they come up with some stupid
Wait, they haven't
excuse
seen it
to-
yet?
No, and that's
Neither
why
of
I'm
them?
like neither of them. Yes, I'm just like, dude, I need you
Am
people
I
to
gonna
come
have
with.
to watch it an 8th time with you guys?
Yes, it's gonna happen, guy. Or just Zach
it's gonna
comes
be
along.
leaving theaters soon.
I think Zach will just have to come along. That'll be his 7th.
They're gonna leave it in theaters just to make all the money.
I mean, it comes out on Blu-ray in November, so it's probably gonna be in theaters until November.
Makes
or
sense.
maybe
Wow.
September. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of
Yeah.
hand. All right, perfect.
So yeah, there you go.
Now we can pivot on over to our topic of the episode. Anthony, bring it on up.
All right, the main topic that I thought we should talk about today is I don't know if any of you've heard, but the past couple weeks, even months, the new CEO of Warner Brothers / Discovery, because he was the CEO of Discovery, has been doing a lot of moves, a lot of shakeups to the company recently because they just did a merger and he's looking at the books and saying like, wow, the previous management of of Warner Brothers / DC and whatever else they own, they did not do a good job. So they've been catapulting, jettisoning a bunch of projects lately, and some people are mad, some people are like they're confused, they're not sure what's going on. Why is this guy doing that? But this guy's he's a businessman, and he made
Making some moves.
I mean he made Discovery very profitable the past few years, and he got Discovery Plus, their own streaming app, up and running, and it's very successful. And so eventually, it's probably gonna fuse with whatever HBO Max will be in the future. So I wanted to kind of just get all you guys' general thoughts about what you guys think is going on and how you think he's going about all of these canceling of either movies or shows, mainly on HBO Max, and what we think it might be going on for DC in the future. So,
Well, it was announced that next year in the summer, they're launching an app with both HBO Max and Discovery Plus.
right,
And it'll
Combined.
debut in North America first, I
Yeah,
believe.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's going to have a new name.
which they haven't said yet.
Yeah.
So
Speak-
no, go ahead.
home Discovery. I don't know.
Something like that.
So does that mean that HBO Max, as we know it now, might not exist about a year from now?
Correct.
Correct.
It's possible.
There is a good chance, yeah. Because remember, it's under the umbrella of Warner Brothers, Home Box Office, HBO, Warner Brothers, Cinemax, and then you have all the stuff in Discovery, which is like TLC, Discovery,
A bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
HGTV.
HGTV. Is it?
They have a lot of
A&E.
stuff.
What's the other one? Lifetime? No,
No,
not Lifetime.
not Lifetime.
Who owns Lifetime? I guess it's its own thing.
But
Anyway,
they
there's a
have
lot.
they have a couple more, but they have a bunch of stuff. But yeah, it's expensive to run a streaming service. So if you're right now in the middle of a merger and you're like, well, we have already our own in Discovery, why are we gonna be spending all this money on HBO Max? Even though HBO Max, at least to me, it's a good streaming service.
For sure.
So I don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
if they
that's
hopefully if they do fuse it, and let's say they end up just shutting down HBO Max, that maybe they take some of its assets and incorporate it within whichever one they're gonna make. Because
Without-
I like the UI. I like its interface. So
Well, why
We'll see.
why wouldn't they just put whatever is part of Discovery on HBO Max instead,
um,
and then just rename?
I don't know.
HBO Max.
Maybe they'll
something
do
else?
that, but I don't know.
I
They
think they want
They're
the
combining-
bigger cloud of it because of what Discovery has before. And then this is just to educate me and maybe any viewers and listeners who don't know. Just on Discovery Plus alone, you have 12 networks. Like basically like the big one, even like
Food Network,
Travel Channel.
Yeah, Travel Channel,
Travel Channel, Food Network.
You mean
Ghost Adventures.
History.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ghost Adventures.
History. I didn't know A&E was a part of this, but yeah, like yeah, I was gonna say Ghost Adventures on freaking Travel Channel. Tickle.
Dude, that show is so
that show's
stupid.
amazingly
It's
dumb.
hilarious.
I like how there's the Food Network and then there's the Cooking Channel, and then you also have Destination America. Lifetime is a part of it.
There you
Aha, I
go.
was right.
Do it.
I'm the best. I'm the best. Anyway,
Do it.
yeah, that's again only on the Discovery side. Then you merge it with all of the actual like prestige TV, big clout when it comes to films and the other IPs from things like Cartoon Network and stuff in Warner Brothers to the DC Comics, and then other stuff, other smaller stuff that's been on like Cinemax in the past, like
Adult Swim as well.
Mhm.
yeah, that's all connected collectively under like Cartoon Network stuff. But
Studio Ghibli,
Studio Ghibli, that's
yeah.
the deal that they have with that. Hopefully they
and
keep
now
it.
they have the A24 deal that they recently
That's
did.
also a thing. Yeah. My thing. So going into what our thoughts are, that there are certain shows specifically I'm concerned for. One of them we just mentioned earlier, which is Westworld. Like I just hope they give it like that last, like here's money to do a last season. Here you go. Or do a 3-hour movie. I don't know. Do something with it just so we can get closure. I would just like it because
Mhm.
Jonathan Nolan show. It's he deserves an ending, as we saw with Person of Interest. But
I think it will, because it was created as an HBO show before HBO Max, and the CEO David Zaslav, he seems to be focusing on things that aren't very popular, and specifically things that are
Like
that were HBO
Max
Max
exclusive.
originals. Because when HBO Max came out, they kind of were doing the Netflix thing, just like let's just
throw
make a
money
bunch
everywhere.
of stuff and have people make a bunch of things to have content on our streaming service.
Rest
So,
in peace, Raised by Wolves. But yeah,
Really, they canceled that one?
Yeah,
Oh man,
that's gone.
that
Yeah.
sucks.
So I'm concerned for that, and I'm also concerned for, I've mentioned it, while back, but that's a great show that was on Cinemax before. I know they've like before this deal went down, they confirmed a third season, but Warrior. So we talked about it when we talked about Bullet Train. Andrew Koji's on that show. He's like the main star, but a lot of really good people on the show. And great action, good storyline, and I hope it's originally made from like a concept that Bruce Lee had way back in the day. And I hope they at least give more of that show and like give it more popularity. Like it deserves it. Like it's a really cool freaking show.
Yeah.
But
and Tokyo Vice too.
And
That's a
Tokyo
HBO
Vice.
Max
I'm
original.
scared for Tokyo Vice.
So-
I really want Tokyo Vice to really just go nuts. Like they should give that. I'm biased as you can tell, but I need them to give that its due all. It is what's the name of this? I was gonna say Grand Budapest, but no. This show that's nominated for a whole bunch of Emmys with Stifler's mom. Oh my gosh, I forget her name.
White Lotus.
White Lotus. So there's a season 2 coming out.
His mom.
Right.
She's got to go
Jennifer
now?
Coolidge. Yeah. No. So there's a second season of White Lotus.
Mhm.
Isn't that a Max original technically?
I'm not sure.
But
I don't remember.
garnered
I don't
garnered
remember.
a lot of like acclaim. So
Right.
he's hoping.
So he might look at
Keep
that and be
it-
like, oh well, it's popular and they might get a lot of awards. So to him, he probably
Perry
wants to keep
Mason is
that,
getting stuff. I mean, now also like people who like things that are popular in genre type of stuff. You're talking about The Last of Us that we actually got a pretty decent look at for when
Like
people saw the
10
premiere.
seconds.
Yeah, like a 10-second look, but it looks great. Like freaking, I want my boy Pedro Pascal to have work.
Grow
you
his
know?
beard.
The thing is,
No,
from-
that's for part 2,
Season 2.
season 2. No, that's like season 5. They can do all the other stuff that happens between season, like
Mhm.
the first game and the second, so that's fine
If they do the second game,
if they
Yeah.
do.
I'm sure they will.
Don't think.
yeah, I'm sure they will.
they're gonna do more than one season for sure.
At
Here's-
least-
you
at
I
least
think,
know.
I think I think what they're gonna do
At least
is
four.
Who knows, man?
is take parts of both games and then kind of like
Mix their
Walking
own
Dead
story.
Walking Dead it, and then it's gonna go beyond the second game, and they're just gonna make their own thing after that.
Even though I feel like they shouldn't, but
Because I feel like they might end up doing that and continuing the show instead of maybe making another game, like a third game. But that's just me. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, that's the same thing happening with, this is a side note, like Sony and like all their older IPs, like, oh, that worked for Uncharted. Hey, let's make a Days Gone movie and let's not cast Sam Witwer, which is really weird. But then they also want to do like a Gravity Rush movie. Like, I don't know if that'll be animated, but yeah, it's really
Random.
weird. Exactly. Like, there's a lot of random stuff that Sony's trying to do. I just think that they're trying to come up with other money revenue streams besides Spider-Man. And besides Tom Holland, because Tom Holland is anchoring both Spider-Man and Uncharted right now. So who knows? But
Maybe Tom Holland will get cast as something else.
He's gonna play Kratos
Oh my God.
or Aloy from
he'll be Aloy from Horizon.
Horizon.
Damn.
Just put him in everything.
I mean, do you think what's her name is going to show up in season 3 of Mythic Quest?
I think so.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't she?
I'd hope so, but who knows? Because everybody kind of went and did their own thing. Anyway, I'm concerned. Like, I'm hoping that there's a lot of things that they don't touch from the HBO side, and like the Max side of it. But it's very uncertain right now. That's what I would say.
I mean, it looks like they're cleaning up a lot of stuff that either had no views or like just didn't make them subscribers.
Mhm.
There were like some minor. I don't know if Zach you got wind of this, but there were a lot of like minor cartoons that just got straight up purged.
Yeah.
Like that makes me a little worried about like Primal, for example. Like they got rid of like the
Well, that's
little
a Cartoon Network show.
Yeah, well,
Adult Swim show.
they got rid of a lot of the other quirkier Cartoon Network shows, which were kind of cool, like in their own right, like Craig of the Creek and a couple other stuff. But then it's like, okay, so nothing is safe. So that's my thing. I don't know, like, Zach, if you had any other like any quick observations that you wanted to point out.
Not that I like personally experienced. I mean, there were maybe like 1 or 2 movies that I wanted to watch that were originals that I never got a chance to watch.
American
The-
Pickle, right?
the
Like,
Seth
yeah,
Rogen
American
one?
Pickle was one of the ones that I was like, it looks kind of interesting. Maybe watch it. But I never got a chance to watch it.
But
And
that's
now it's
probably
not there.
why.
and that's why it's leaving because I didn't see it either.
Probably true.
People
yeah.
like us that maybe were kind of interested but just never got around to it.
Yeah, we
'cause
were busy.
Yeah.
It's not guess it wasn't good enough for you to watch it. So
But it makes sense to what you're saying. Like it's leaning more towards like properties that they kind of created with HBO Max. Because they could write that off as like, I think I saw they're doing it as like a failed investment.
yeah, and if you think about it, it's kind of like, so this deal recently finished happening, but they knew it was happening for at least like 2 years or so.
Yeah.
So
Feels like this took
imagine
forever.
you're David Zaslav, the CEO, and you already like did the deal, and it's gonna happen 2 years from now. And in those 2 years, you see these people who are the management of HBO Max throwing money everywhere. Here, put all this stuff on HBO Max, and he's probably looking like, "What are you guys doing? Like,
You're burning money.
I'm about to merge with your company."
He
soon.
had a
And
list.
yeah, so I bet you every time something came up that he was just like, "What is this?" And he, like you said, he probably had a list of like, "I don't understand why they're making this." And so, yeah, I think it's kind of like a part like F you to the old management. Like, you guys shouldn't have done this in the first place, knowing that we were going to merge. And then also, like, how are the numbers? Is it bringing subscriptions? Do people watch it? And I think he's just like, no, it's not. All right, get it out of there.
And then-
There's no reason to keep it.
And then we had I think the big shocker was the whole Batgirl getting
Yeah,
cut
that's a big one.
after already in post production.
Yeah, they already finished filming it. And apparently they said it was like 80% done or something like that. Or
Yeah.
And that's part of another major whole thing with what they're doing with the DC property.
Mhm.
Like, there's always this like, I'll quote George Lucas, like, it's like poetry, it rhymes. Like, there's always this like, oh, we have a 10-year plan with DC. Oh, we have a 10-year plan with DC. Like, there's always something there, and then it's just all gone to crap at a certain point because one piece of the puzzle just like either gets lost or munched on by the dog, and it's just, okay, now I can't build this, scrap the whole thing, and start it over again. And
I mean,
that's
they've been trying to do this for 9 years.
yeah, and on it, the answer is like kind of right in front of their face. But
Superman?
yeah, yeah,
Like the main character.
yeah,
from DC.
like just make a good do like keep going with Henry Cavill, but at this
There-
point, like, who knows?
They're over here making sequels to Shazam and Aquaman, and Superman still doesn't have a sequel.
I mean, but to be fair, those movies made them a lot of money. Man of Steel also,
Man of Steel
didn't make as
much, but it also came out in 2014 or something when
2013.
yeah, when
13.
when DC movies weren't making them
almost 10 years ago.
Well, except
$1
for
billion.
well, the year before was
Dark
Dark
Knight
Knight Rises.
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
That was
That's
like
Nolan, and that was the
Nolan, that was
billion.
Nolan's
that was the
little-
capper to like an awesome
True.
trilogy.
Yeah,
so-
because then you have like the Snyder verse of DC movies.
Yeah,
You got
and-
Green Lantern.
I feel like if
Shut
they,
up.
I feel like if they snuck in a Man of Steel 2 when they were doing the Wonder Woman movie, Aquaman, when they were doing those movies, I'm almost sure that would make.
We
$1
have all
billion.
the, and you have all
Yeah.
the, but you have all the Snyderverse stands. Like, oh, we did get Man of Steel 2 as Batman v Superman. I was like,
No.
no.
because that wasn't even
No.
a Batman movie. So Ben Affleck never got his own movie either. So.
no, he didn't. That was
True.
supposed to be the Batman versus Deathstroke with Joe Manganiello, which would have
Man.
been awesome.
Yeah,
That's my
still want
boy.
to see it, but
Who
probably
knows?
never gonna happen.
But that's like that's the dream solution. But if you're gonna do that, at least you're gonna still hang your hats on Black Adam, Shazam, and Aquaman. Like, okay, cool. Like, you can make it work. Like, those will still work. Like, Aquaman made money. It's a fun movie. Shazam was also a whole lot of fun, but that was the whole like beginning of the awkward. What's happening with Superman? What's going on here?
Mhm.
Why can't Henry Cavill just roll up? Come on, guys, do it.
He did, obviously. Didn't
Shut-
you see?
Yeah. I was so mad about that. But then, I guess part of it we'll get a pulse check when Black Adam comes out. We'll kind of see what's happening there at the end of October.
Maybe they'll have Henry Cavill cameo in it at the end of the movie.
That's
or
what some
something.
people are rumoring, but
I don't
'Cause
think
it's
so.
maybe-
not. It's not. Nobody
I don't
knows for
think
sure.
that's gonna happen.
Because I mean, I could see where they could do it. And then they, maybe a few at the end of the weekend, like the movie comes out on a Thursday night. Sunday or Monday morning, they announce Man of Steel 2 or something.
Yeah.
Because he shows up in a cameo, or maybe he doesn't show up in a cameo at all, and they don't do anything else with, with Cavill as Superman,
And then they recast him.
recast him
which-
or something,
which
I
sucks.
just
and
feel
use Flashpoint as a way to
Reset.
bring
Yeah.
like another version,
Another
or
cast.
something,
the thing with Flashpoint or Flash, I feel like because there's not really anything in the DCEU after the Flash. Everything's kind of like its own
Limbo.
separate thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is where the new Discovery merger and team is gonna use the Flash as probably as like a, all right, we're done here.
Like an endpoint.
Yeah, let's now reset it again. And
But then you have movies like the Batman and
Mhm.
Joker that don't even
They're
tie
like-
into
yeah,
any of
they're
these movies.
separate.
They're their own
They're
thing.
just like, these are really good movies.
and Blue Beetle
not connected at all to the
Yeah.
I think
DCU.
Blue Beetle will have more of a connection.
Oh, yeah.
to
And
something.
For sure.
Yeah.
Has to be. But go back to Zach's point of like, hey, now we have things like the Joker just doing its own like expanded universe stuff with its own prestige.
Which
I like
Darkness,
its separate
which
things.
is
sometimes.
still not the Joker. He's still not the Joker. He's
He's just Joker.
he's the
well, he is, because in the movie they had a little Bruce Wayne in it.
well the reason why I say he's not the Joker is because there was like an interview or something.
I know it's not the Joker that
The-
whatever
the Joker is
Bruce
the-
Wayne would end up
Yeah.
fighting, but
Yeah, like the actual Joker is influenced by
Yeah.
this Joker, is according to the directors
Yeah.
and the
Mhm.
writers and stuff. So this isn't even this isn't the Joker. I'm sure we'll get an actual
Although we're getting
Joker
Harley Quinn in
at some point.
Which is also confusing.
Joker
Again, like that's
2.
why I just want it to be its own thing.
Harley Gaga.
Harley Gaga. Hold my Harley.
Hold my
Gaga.
hand,
Well, yeah, I mean, if
everything will be okay.
But it's nice that they could do like their separate stories if they want to do all these characters. But why not do Superman at that point then?
Right?
that was kind of their point when they were doing Joker, is that we want to do a series, or we want to do films that are like more
Oscar contenders.
More
Doesn't-
prestige.
Yeah.
yeah, like more serious or darker versions of these
And
characters
realistic.
that don't.
more realistic.
they're already making them kind of dark anyway. Like there has to be a breaking point. Or it's like this
Well,
is
yeah.
too much.
Yeah, because I mean, all of the DC movies at this point have been like darker in comparison to something like what Marvel's been doing.
Well, with the exception then of like that's why like
And- or
something like
Shazam, yeah.
Shazam is so
It's a little
refreshing.
different, yeah.
Even technically to a
No.
certain extent.
Shazam
Like,
was pretty dark, even though it was like a family movie. And,
oh,
and
you're
like,
just talking about the 7 Deadly Sins kind of
Yeah.
doing their
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
because like if you're a little kid and you're watching that movie, I would have been super scared.
They
if I
got
was a little
8.
kid.
Yeah, because that whole
that
board
one
got
office
8.
scene.
Yeah,
man.
That part's
Oh
awesome.
yeah, that was
It's
pretty
scary
crazy
but
scene.
awesome. What was the other point too? There's like Aquaman, like could be had some other like had
It's-
straight up
it's
had some
somewhere there.
murder, like Ocean Master straight up murdered some people.
Ocean Master was cool.
Yeah, Ocean Master is cool, and you know who's also cool? Black Manta. And you know what also was a tragedy that never got made? The Black Manta movie. I can go on and on about that, dude. Black Manta's so cool.
I mean, will he be in Aquaman?
That
too?
helmet.
Yes,
that
he will
helmet.
100% be an Aquaman too. Like he has a whole new suit and everything. So is this guy from Ant-Man 2 and WandaVision, Randall Park. Like that character, he's talking about, yeah, Atlantis is real, guys. Like he's I think going to be in the second one because he hangs out now. He's like influencing Black Manta on some stuff too. He's like his head researcher, man.
He might be a Skrull, and he's infiltrating both DC and Marvel.
Oh my god.
Do it. You know what? At this point, that's why I saw that meme of just like Marvel's like, fine, I'll do it myself. It's just Man of Steel 2. But like I'm excited, looking forward to Blue Beetle. Like Danny's point, what happens with the Flash? Like if that's their reset, but then you still have like Wonder Woman coming out. Zach just mentioned like, hey, we still have Matt Reeves' Batman movies or this whole Batman thing.
But
Are
that's
they
like-
gonna get that now connected and use that
Well-
as like the Flashpointy?
Well, yeah,
reset?
because I was one thing that I thought of was maybe what if this is like a different Earth, and then they're just finding the time to then
Merge.
merge, have their own like multiverse thing
That's
going
their-
on, like Marvel
The
is
Flash
doing.
is their-
Kinda way
that's
to
their
do
easy
it.
way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Flash
Yeah.
like breaks through into this like other like a different version of
2.
Earth, like it's
Yeah.
Earth 2 or Earth 3 or whatever.
Yeah, 'cause
and he's
then-
like, why is Nirvana playing all the time?
I mean, that's how they did
Something
it in
is
the
in the way
CW
of me running.
Arrowverse. They did
Sorta,
the
yeah.
all the
That
Earths
crossover
of-
was
Yeah,
great.
doing like
The
the
Grant
first one.
Gustin,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller meeting was pretty cool because then it makes you think like, wait, did Ezra Miller's version like not know he was called the Flash until he met this Flash and then he met Batman, like Ben Affleck's Batman? Like, what's going on? But that was kind of cool. Like, it made
I
you
have
think.
a feeling we'll see that clip in the movie, but I don't know.
I
I
think
don't
we
think so.
won't. Don't worry about it.
I don't think so.
Don't worry about it, Chief.
But going back to the Batgirl stuff.
Yeah.
So I think with what David Zaslav was trying to do, he mentioned in the investors call that happened a couple of weeks ago that they essentially want to keep the HBO name, like, to be known as what it is. HBO
Yeah.
is known for like their excellent TV, their really well done made movies. So they want you to have, when you hear HBO, you get quality. So pretty much by shoving all this nonsense on a HBO streaming service, people are gonna think, oh, HBO now has all this crap or nonsense TV or movies that maybe weren't there before. So that's what they're kind of trying to do. He's trying to weed out good from the bad, I guess, how he sees what's good or what's bad, so that we can go back to that HBO being prestige. And he said the same thing with DC, that they're essentially, he straight up said, like, we want to make DC like Marvel. DC is going to be its own company, like its own brand, like Marvel. It's no longer just going to be like part of Warner Brothers. Like, it's going to be like DC Studios.
Nice.
So he's essentially saying, like, and we want to make it great. We want the DC brand to be excellent. And so that started off the whole, like, that's kind of why, or at least that's what they said, one of the reasons why they canceled Batgirl, because he said it wasn't up to snuff. It wasn't good enough for him, and they didn't think they didn't really believe in the movie, and they didn't think it would do well enough. I think it was originally going to be
Max
HBO
exclusive.
Max movie, and then at some point they said maybe theaters, and then it went back to HBO Max, and then that's why he was just like, no,
Crap.
yeah, no,
It's going to
let's
the
just forget
trash is
about
where
it.
it's going.
I
Jeez.
mean, yeah, it's very weird, very sudden. Nobody knew it was going to happen, and so yeah, that's why now he says, oh, we want to do this 10-year plan with DC, kind of like what Marvel said they're going to do a 10-year plan. So yeah, he's straight up copying Marvel, which it could be a good thing, but they got to do it right.
Well, when Marvel has a 10-year plan, they fall through it. And
Right.
Well,
or
they
they-
have,
or
DC tried
they-
a 10-year
yeah.
plan last time and it didn't work.
Yeah.
But what he did was he went and hired Alan Horn, who used to be at Marvel. He was Kevin Feige's boss for a long time during the early Marvel phases. So
yeah, and they're trying to get a Kevin Feige-esque figure
right. So I mean,
to run
he's
DC.
the problem
they're
with that
starting
is,
off correctly. You're getting Alan Horn, who's a really good executive. So
Yeah,
now you
but-
have to find someone that
Here's-
knows those properties.
here's my issue with that. Yeah,
There
exactly.
there aren't other Kevin Feige's. You just have to find someone that's good enough. That's not. There aren't many people like
my
that.
thing is this: like, okay, cool, you have Alan Horn, but you have to either Alan Horn needs to then like find or like know and respect the characters and what people loved about the characters and understand those characters that are being made,
Mhm.
and find other people who understand the material,
Mhm.
or he has to get someone under him to be like, hey, like, you answer to me, but you need to
You run the ship.
like, you're gonna run the ship, like, you need to know like the back catalog of the stuff, like, you need to know what these guys are about, like
Mhm.
what these characters do, like, you know, for all intents and purposes, like, the further Zack Snyder got into it, the further it's like, hey, like, what do you like, this guy already jumped into deconstructing the characters, like, no, don't do that, establish them first and then deconstruct, like, I
Mhm.
need you to like like, you can't just go and just completely remake and just upend the understanding of what it is to be Superman. That's why like everybody like loves it's part of the whole issue, like, at least personally from someone who really likes the character concept of Superman, it's like everybody loves to see like the what ifs of Superman. Like, no, like, make just a good story of that, and just keep, just like how the first Wonder Woman made sense of just that kind of like expanding who she is. Same thing with Aquaman, like even Shazam, like that those are movies that people made by people who understood the character, and so just understand the basis for what makes that character, give them that proper kind of arc where they start somewhere, they have a learning process, they come out of it changed, and then continue on, like, and then build from there. Just tell good stories. You don't have to like rush into this massive multi-piece, multi-part machine that has to all interconnect. Like, no, just tell good stories, and then connect, mash them together later on once they're already established and understood.
And I
Yeah.
think as you start again, like, let's say if you start with like these great characters like Superman, Batman, like, tell a good story, just keep it its own thing, and then eventually you could toss
Mash
them
'em.
in and
Yeah.
mash them up.
He
like you said.
he specifically said he wants to go back to the Trinity, which is Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
Great,
So
great,
we might be getting a Superman within the next 2 or 3 years.
great.
Who knows who it's gonna be?
I'd say maybe after like 2024, it'll probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, just redo it. Just, and I have the perfect solution. It's just you bring in Superman doing this stuff, and like, this Superman's just breaking to the scene. But at the same time, you should also have Lex Luthor kind of break into the whole scene, and then just basically have Lex Luthor just be super jealous of Superman. It's like, no, like, stop looking up to him. look up to me. I'm an actual human. I'm more relatable. I'm sure I'm a crazy genius billionaire person, but I'm more relatable than this guy who's flying around. We need to be more dependent on ourselves and not on someone who's just going to randomly save us when he feels like it. Like little things like that. Like that works great. That should work. That's all you need to do.
My only thing is that I kind of don't like
Superman.
No,
You like-
no, I don't like Jesse.
Eisenberg.
No, yeah, that's it.
As-
Yeah,
yeah,
they're
just
probably
wipe the
not
slate
going to
clean.
Get rid
continue
of.
Get rid of Jesse Eisenberg.
That's the
I'm
thing.
cool with that.
We don't
I
know.
don't think even he would want to come back at this point. That's fine. He doesn't have to. You don't want to wear a bald cap.
A lot
'Cause-
of the Snyderverse people would love for them to continue it, but I highly doubt it's
No,
going to happen.
They can unfortunately.
I thought people
learn the
people
deal.
didn't like him as Lex because he
It was like very wacky.
yeah, like it wasn't portrayed as like the more serious
Mhm.
like businessman kind of like billionaire that wants to destroy.
But it seemed
Superman
like he
kind of
was
thing, but
heading toward there
He was like
by
a
the
weird.
end of
yeah.
Batman v Superman.
but I feel like he was more
Yeah.
crazy than actual like
Crazy
serious. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was like a little more like you
Like-
know,
like-
again now that you've
I
seen
want more
Silicon
like
Valley.
the animated series kind of like Lex Luthor. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
From there, that's what I want.
Now that you've
like,
seen
that
Silicon
series.
Valley, you can sort of see like what they were trying to do in BVS with Lex Luthor. Like he's a little eccentric, but he's still like super genius and all this stuff. So like there is a bit of that in there, but just it's too much at that point and not the other end because Lex Luthor wanted to be always like the pinnacle of humanity in all forms. So whatever.
they should just get Clancy Brown.
Clancy, at this point, maybe
They could
Little-
just shave his head.
shave his head. I love Clancy Brown. He's on the other side. He could be Lex Luthor's dad. Yes. And then, hey, anyway, but that's my old 2 cents on it is that, if
What's his
Zaslav
name?
wants-
Lionel Luthor.
Lionel Luthor, yeah. If they really want to
There you
bring
go.
it down to
From Top Box
basics
Marvel.
and hang out about hang and just focus on the big trinity of DC and then expand outward, great. Like that's a great starting point. It's don't like there is a way to mess them up, so just don't mess them up. But at this point with all the upheaval and stuff going on, it's very tenuous. We have to really see and give it more time for these other movies to kind of come out. Like Danny said, maybe we have to wait till Flashpoint or the Flashpoint to see what jumps and what spreads out from there.
I mean, as of a few weeks ago during that investors call, nobody had any ideas like, so what's going to get canceled next? Are they going to continue with some of these Snyder characters? Because technically Wonder Woman and Aquaman, and Shazam, well, maybe not Shazam, but Wonder Woman and Aquaman were part of that Snyderverse. So it's like, so are those movies just going to get canceled even though they've made buttload of money beforehand? So it's like, are they going to keep some of the Snyder characters and then incorporate
Recast
new
some?
characters
Yeah.
and recast some? It's very weird. Nobody knew. They thought, oh, and what about the Batman? I just made a lot of money and it was a great movie. And the Joker, great movie, and they're making a second one now. So they're going to continue these 2 streams of different DC character movies, and nobody knew what they were going to do. And then today they just announced that they just offered Matt Reeves a big contract to do multiple films, multiple Batman films, and his own films because they want to keep him within the WB family.
The reverse.
Well, no, not
The
necessarily just DC, but they just want him as a director, as a
Consulting,
in the industry to.
brainstorming.
They want him to make movies for WB. So they said,
And
boom, here's money.
But
They
for
get, like, a
WB or
WB,
DC?
both. They want
Oh,
him
DC,
to
Warner
be part
Brothers,
of,
yeah.
kind of like Nolan. You know, Nolan did movies for WB for many years. It's kind of like that.
Like part with that.
They parted ways
Syncope and all
because
that stuff,
they were dumb.
Yeah.
They-
and
they get-
legendary and other stuff. Yeah.
they get first look if they want to get that property that he makes.
Yeah.
And then if not, then another studio could buy it.
Yeah.
But
Fine.
awesome.
Along with him working on, they
DC.
officially said Batman 2 and DC TV shows as well.
nice.
So
Well, that you have Penguin that's supposed to
no,
be
yeah.
coming out.
So that announcement kind of solidified that. So that Penguin show is still coming out, and he's probably gonna do other shows as well. So
Awesome.
Nice.
Now, last thing before we close out the podcast, what is one project that you would want DC to make? We'll just name it. We don't have to go into detail, but just kind of.
Man.
Come on. I mean, I'll go first because
I'll
I've
go
just been,
second.
I'll be harping on this all day. Superman. Just make another good Superman. Like again, keep Lex Luthor the main villain. Don't do the Gene Hackman weird real estate kind of thing. No, make him now these days more than ever. You can do tech stuff. You can do other business deals. That's big these days. But just make Superman somebody relatable, inherently good. That's just not like you're not trying to make it cynical or like somebody who's just like, oh, I can't do this. Like no, like make him, like just good. Bring it back to basics of what is the essence of what Superman is. Like just give that, and I think that'll buy back the confidence of a lot of people. Just like it's weirdly enough, we're mentioning Top Gun, like. They brought what made Top Gun really good. Hey, like they got the good stuff on it. Do the same thing with Superman, and you'll have good faith. Like I think, and that'll bring people back to it, and then it'll encourage other people to work with these DC properties.
Yeah, I think kind of want to see a Green Lantern movie, like a proper
Like
one.
a good one.
There's
Yeah,
supposed
I
to
mean-
be a show.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
There
there
was
might be
supposed
a
to be a
show,
show.
so we don't even know
but
if that's
now
happening
that
anymore.
that might not happen
So-
anymore. Yeah,
but-
because of this
Yeah.
whole new strategy.
So
It's
I mean,
gone.
maybe they just
Maybe.
go back to the drawing board and say, well, let's
Do a movie.
do a movie and like erase
Stewart.
the old one, because even Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
doesn't like
do it
that
with
one.
Jon
It's like,
Stewart
Because-
it's easy.
yeah,
Because
Jon
I
Stewart.
remember a few years ago back when they were kind of
God, we're such nerds.
like they were kind of road mapping what the future of like DC movies would look like. Because I think this happened like during 2014, 2015, whenever before Batman v Superman came out,
mhm.
and they had movies like Cyborg, The Flash, Wonder Woman, all these that were coming up, and Green Lantern was
The Green Lantern
was like
Corps,
like
right?
the Green Lantern Corps
Mhm.
was towards the end of that roadmap, like
Yeah.
2019, 2020.
They didn't do like 3 of those.
Yeah, they didn't do they didn't do half of those. Which
Well, remember
is
that, and
ridiculous,
that
but-
was the one where they're like, "Oh, we have a movie on the Reach, like so be a horror movie in the
The
whole
Trench.
Aquaman, the
Mhm.
trench it was, and like that was actually just the secret code for the Black Manta movie that
Yeah.
never happened. I'm still salty about that. But
Yeah, and then
whatever.
we're in 2022. The movie was supposed to come out 2019. That was their
Mhm.
plan,
Yeah.
and we have no word in regards to what they're going to do with Green Lantern. If it's going to be a show, a movie, who are they going to use? Whether it's Jon Stewart or Hal Jordan, or Kyle Rayner, or whoever else is going to, or even who's the original Green Lantern, like the original
Alan
one?
Scott.
Yes, Alan Scott.
God, I'm a nerd. Yeah, I think it was
So
Alan
they,
Scott.
I mean, I could see them like,
Fact check myself.
yeah, it should be Alan Scott,
Yeah.
and then Kyle Rayner.
Oh,
and you have
yeah. Yep.
something Rodriguez or whatever her name is, the female one.
Correct. Yeah, and then there's also Baz.
Lerman.
No, his name is Baz something, but yeah, he's Green Lantern, but he has a mask on. It was pretty cool. That's actually kind of smart at a certain point because like, hey, like the domino mask just it doesn't hide a lot, but anyway, yeah, like it'd be cool to see.
Oh
Green
no,
Lantern, I think.
Jessica Cruz, I think is her name.
Jessica Cruz.
So-
That sounds familiar.
Yours was Superman. Yours was Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Man, if I had to pick one, because I was
Another Batman movie.
I was thinking of Green Lantern, but man, if I had to choose
I
one,
was gonna say Booster Gold.
yeah, right.
Plastic Man. That's
Oh
obvious.
man, I just came up with another one, but whatever. Go.
While he's coming up with it. what's
Actually,
your
yeah,
other
yeah,
one?
go ahead.
No, because I don't want to take it if you end up
No,
thinking
no,
about
take
it.
that's the thing. Like, I mean, a lot of the movies that I would like to see are movies that are either
Red
in
Hood.
production or no,
Okay.
either in production or they were planned but then canceled. Like yeah, I would have liked the Green Lantern.
Oh,
movie,
like
but-
Gotham Knights on CW? No, I'm kidding.
So then this would be more for like my generation because of like the cartoon that came out. So Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Would be pretty cool.
Oh, that should be pretty cool. I mean, I'm sure they'll do that in like 20 years when
20. Damn.
they want to
Beyond.
retire
The thing
Bruce
is,
Wayne.
it seemed like they were going to do that with Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton can easily be the old Bruce Wayne to
They could,
Terry
yeah.
And
McGinnis.
he's just like, dude, I can't do it. Yeah. And then you get new Terry McGinnis. Great. But hey, who knows?
Or you get Christian Bale when he's old.
why not get Static Shock?
that would be pretty
I
dope.
think
cool.
that was one of the properties that they said they
Yeah,
were
one
gonna
of
do.
They
like,
should
a
do
long time
Static
ago.
Shock. That's
That would be
dope.
cool.
because I like the Static Shock cartoon.
Hell
that was
yeah.
great. That was a good
It's a
show.
great show.
To have a static movie would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me personally, I don't know which one I would choose because I mean, you have like the main superheroes already have like their own stuff or not. I guess more like a wild card kind of thing. Maybe Marvel versus DC, like what they did in comics, but that will
Boy.
never happen.
Get-
That will never
get out
happen.
of here. That'll never happen.
But realistically,
That's the
I
20-year
mean,
plan.
Yeah.
Realistically, I don't know.
It's more Black Adam. Like Black Adam. versus just- that's like it. Let's see how Black Adam plays out and see if The Rock can really help save some of the DC property stuff. So we don't.
So
Maybe a Green Arrow movie would be pretty cool, like
Ooh.
Batman style kind of Green Arrow. would be-
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, that'd be kind of dope.
I'd be down for that.
I mean, we already have the show that lasted what 7-8 seasons,
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
but maybe introduce the character into this the
Justice
movie
League, that's
universe,
true.
extended universe.
Yeah.
Nice.
That'd be
Cool.
pretty cool.
Okay.
And you, Danny?
So
Yeah.
mine, it's gonna be different than yours. It's a villain.
Nice.
I'd really want to see Deathstroke.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, bring back
And
Joe
since you mentioned
Manganiello.
Ray
Arrow.
Wilson. Yeah, season 2 of Arrow was
Dude,
awesome.
just Deathstroke versus Green Arrow. Just make that happen. That
So,
would be bad.
easily the best season of that.
or Batman versus Deathstroke, like in the game.
Dude,
Oh, and
That
was
Origins,
what the movie was gonna
or-
be.
or
Yeah.
Origins.
yeah.
they should just
The
Yeah.
movie was
Make
going to be
that
Batman
movie.
versus Deathstroke. And like what was great too is season 2 of Arrow even like set up perfectly Solomon Grundy. I was so mad. I was like, that would have been perfect. Like,
Season 2 of Arrow was like top
Awesome.
tier.
it was so
It was
awesome.
amazing.
So freaking good.
So
But yeah, man, good call.
nice.
I like that.
To close out, just to name the dates for the following DC movies that are coming out in the next year or so.
Yep.
So we got Black Adam coming this October 21st.
Okay.
We got Shazam 2 in December 21st.
Isn't that going up against Avatar?
Yeah.
Rip. That sucks because I really
Yeah.
like Shazam.
Unless
Yeah,
they
this
push
was-
it again.
And this was after they delayed
it.
like their whole slate again. So it's probably gonna
well,
happen
before
again
Shazam
They
2 was supposed to come out.
before Black Adam. Yeah.
They should just move it up to November and let Black Adam play for all of October and most of November, and then end of November should be that. But whatever. Sorry.
Both
Go
The
ahead.
Flash and Black Adam have been like in production for I don't know how many years, 10 years. Some Aquaman 2 and The Lost Kingdom.
That was supposed to be December, but now
Yeah,
it's
March 17th of next year.
yeah.
And then The Flash in what is that? June 23rd. June
Oof.
23. So I mean, hopefully Ezra Miller doesn't do anything more stupid.
Hey, you already
Between
apologized.
now
He's
and
then-
seeking
He
help.
apologized.
Sort of apologized and yeah.
He's seeking help,
Supposedly
guys.
they're doing that remember they what was it, Warner Bros was like, we have 3 options that we want to do with this movie, and I guess they're doing the first option is they're gonna have him apologize, go to
Yeah.
some rehab, and hopefully apologize more for the next year, because that way he can actually semi-do press, because
Yeah.
I still don't know how they're gonna do press with him.
I don't
And,
think
and not
they
even
will.
just the Flash too, but Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah,
There's another
I don't
thing
think
That's
he'll do
another
that.
thing.
I honestly don't think he's gonna be in that anymore, and I don't think
I
he's
mean,
gonna be Flash anymore.
I think they pretty much killed his character off. in
Spoilers, but
Fantastic
yeah, at the end of that,
I
it
haven't
looked
seen
like
it yet, so
yeah, you'll see it and you'll go, oh, that makes sense, and
Yeah,
then they'll
like,
make it so
yeah.
that they do one last one. Then it's like, all right, cool, we don't need
and they
to
bring Johnny Depp back.
possibly.
Who knows?
Yeah.
It has Johnny Depp, Mads Mikkelsen, and then back to Johnny Depp. Nah, keep Mads.
What they
Max
should
was
do
cool.
is like get another actor and then like have him like keep switching between the 3 actors. That way it could give like a reason as to why he switched in the other one. I don't know.
That
Kind of
would
like
make sense.
That would
what they
make a
did
lot more
with
sense.
Heath Ledger
Grindelwald.
in that what is it? The Dr.
Yeah,
Parnassus
Lord
movie?
Grindelwald. Yes.
Yeah.
Imaginarium of.
Dr. Parnassus. So yeah, The Flash, June 23rd of next year. Blue Beetle, which they have not said anything about, so they haven't canceled it yet.
I hope not.
Rumors are that it's looking pretty good.
I mean, it's
They're-
1 year away, so
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and one of the main reasons why they're still planning on bringing out The Flash, even with all this nonsense that Ezra Miller has done, is apparently that it's tested really well.
Really
and
positive.
they
yeah.
really, like, the studio really enjoys the movie. They said the movie is really good.
Okay.
So they
better be
they
good.
believe in the movie, unlike Batgirl, which I guess they didn't believe in it, even though nobody on that set did crazy stuff in Hawaii and other
really
other
bad
states.
for that whole production.
Yeah,
team,
I mean,
yeah.
but I mean, they all got paid at the very least, so they
Yeah,
got
fair enough.
they got paid for their work. So it's not like they didn't get paid and they just canceled it.
That's
It
true.
just sucks that they're not gonna see the completed product. Anyways, Joker 2, I forgot the subtitle. It's a French subtitle, and I don't want to botch it because
oh, it's like Folie
uh,
Folie à deux.
Folie à deux or something
Folie à
like that.
deux.
Folie à deux.
I'm gonna
Folie à
do
deux.
fromage. Yeah, one of
Omelette
those.
du fromage.
And then supposedly
Say it again, Dex.
they're still doing Wonder Woman 3, but they kind of haven't said anything about that because
No.
I think Patty Jenkins is in limbo. Because remember they kind of canceled her Star Wars movie, Rogue Squadron,
True.
and then it seemed like, oh no, it's not canceled, but it's like on hiatus. I think she's gonna do Star Wars first before she does
Wonder Woman.
any
3.
Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
and I don't even think they even said that she's coming back to do another Wonder Woman. So who knows?
Yeah.
But
She
It's
said
all
she
up in the
wanted
air.
to,
But,
but maybe not.
Part 2 wasn't too hot.
Yeah,
I didn't really like. I
Probably
didn't like it at all.
partly why.
Should have done a
Pedro
sequel.
Pascal was the best part of
It was-
Wonder Woman.
But he could be better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah,
could have been
life's
better.
good, but it can be better.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
And then the Batman 2 that they finally officially confirmed that yes, there will be a Batman 2, just hasn't started
No
yet.
date.
Like they're doing pre-production. I'm sure he's still writing the script. So yeah, the other day, I think it was like last week when they said, "Oh, it hasn't even been greenlighted yet." That's because he hasn't written the
There's
script yet.
nothing to greenlight.
Yeah, you can't
because-
greenlight something when it's not finished
Exactly.
being written. So, but it is gonna happen, especially when they just gave him a truckload of money, saying, "We want you to be part of our wonderful family over here."
Yeah,
Make
I'm
movies
sure
for
he
us.
wants to finish a
Beep,
trilogy.
beep,
So.
and it backs
Hopefully-
up us
yeah.
the truckload of money.
Hopefully, it gets. He finishes writing it soon, and maybe we get it within the next 2 or 3 years. But if he hasn't even finished it yet,
It's gonna be
I
a
don't
while.
know. Yeah, it's gonna be. I'd say it might get into production maybe late next year, and then after that, it might be another year and a half to 2 years till it releases. So that would kind of.
Because I mean, looking at the schedule, it's kind of crazy that there's only one movie for 2024.
Which is what?
Joker.
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 Yeah,
There's
that's
a-
official.
There's
yeah.
a 14-month gap between Blue Beetle and Joker. So, I mean, it doesn't seem like they have anything planned, or unless they surprise us, quote unquote, with maybe a movie or two between that. But I mean, that seems
they
like a
have
big gap.
They have a, like you said, in quotes, 10-year
10-year
plan. So
yeah.
you're gonna have a 2-year gap of nothing. I doubt it. I'm sure they're gonna have
Yeah.
something. I mean,
Yeah, they got to put some stuff
Or
in.
maybe
they might
put-
end up delaying Blue Beetle and have that be in 2024. Like,
Or maybe they'll
Yeah.
just have that little gap to kind of reset it.
Or maybe if Matt Reeves already has like the Batman 2 ready, maybe it could squeeze in before Joker.
I doubt it. 2024. We're almost done with 2022, and it
It has
hasn't
to be
even,
like
they
2025.
haven't even finished. He hasn't even finished writing it yet.
True. I mean, because filming for a movie takes roughly 3 to 4 months. If it's
Roughly,
like
but I mean,
roughly.
it's like it's.
but then post production takes the longest.
it might be like a 6-month shoot. You never know, and then
Or
and possible
reshoots.
reshoots.
it might be 3 months because they actually used the volume a lot on that movie, so it that might cut the time significantly. Who knows? But yeah, that would be. We'll see. We'll see if this new 10-year plan that they're coming up with for DC is
You know.
correct. And we'll see if they find their
10-year plan part 3.
Kevin
Yeah.
Feige look-alike in the next coming years. You think they're gonna offer something to James Gunn?
Oh, you know what? That actually, before we close it out, holy
did
crap!
say
I was going to say that
Peacemaker
like
was good and
yes,
possibly some
that
other
was my thing.
projects.
I think
the one
Guardians.
person-
I think Guardians once Guardians comes out, like I don't think he's gonna do anything with Disney anymore.
or Disney Marvel. Like the one thing that like, we're talking about. Oh, is can Dwayne Johnson save the DC whole property? No, the answer is John Cena, because Peacemaker is so good, and
And apparently they're gonna do season 2.
good.
So
John Cena just needs to do all the great things. It's Peacemaker was great. If you never didn't get a chance to watch it, and here's hoping that they take that and continue to build on that. Like they can use that character and these other smaller things as like a weird like villain interconnector of its own thing. Again, to bring levity to the super gritty ultra darkness that's been played on the DC EU for like 6, 7, 8, 9 years now. So who knows, man? Yeah, that'll be my final take on it. John Cena saves the DCEU. Done.
but we won't be able to see it.
We won't be able to see it. You can only hear it. 'Cause his name is John Cena. Anyway, with that, everybody, thank you for tuning in. We got a nice, fun discussion and chat on what the whole DC business side of it, Warner Brothers Discovery business thing, and how it relates to the TV and film that we all enjoy. When you guys listen to this, please chime in your opinions. We'll have some stuff up on our Instagram and Twitter, which is the Popcorn Watchlist. And if you guys haven't done so yet, please like and subscribe all the content out there. And we'll be back next week with some other great content for you all, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Later.
See ya.
My man.